Hi, Grandma Debbie here. So, as I've been telling you, I'm doing a playlist of holiday ideas. And so I thought I'd share with you one of our Thanksgiving traditions. One of the things that we do on Thanksgiving is we get up in the morning and we make appetizers and we start setting them out. Sometimes we make them a day before um, so that they're ready to go, and we just start setting them out and we replenish as the morning goes along. And then we clear the table about noonish because we try to eat Thanksgiving dinner at about 2. But the reason why we do that is because we've had people coming and going before in the past, and it just made it easy to have some sort of food ready for when they arrive. We we decorate for Christmas on Thanksgiving. We want to sit down and watch Thanksgiving Day parade. And then, of course, there's always football on as well. And so we just started doing this, and it's a tradition that we enjoy. And so I'm going to bring you along for some of our appetizers. So one of the ones that we're going to make today is ham and cheese loaf. Now I am going to pull out some other appetizers, but we did those already ahead of time. But today we're doing a ham and cheese loaf. This is a really good recipe. It's one, I'm not exactly sure where I got it from. I've had it since my husband and I were first married, so it's an old one. I don't exactly know where I got it from, but it's one of our family's favorites. It is one that you can actually do the night before or early in the morning or whatever, and have it ready to go and put it in the oven right before your guests get there, or whatever you want to do. It's up to you. It is made in a bread bowl, or baked in a bread bowl, I should say. It's made in a bowl. So we're going to get going on that, and I'm going to bring you along. And then I'll show you the other appetizers that I'm going to be setting out tonight. Now, tonight is football, which is why I thought it would be fun to have some appetizers. So this is what we're having for dinner, is appetizers. Do you ever do that? We do it a lot. All right, so let's get going on this. Okay, so I am cutting this recipe in half, but when I post it, I'm going to post the complete recipe. It's just my husband and I, so I just figured, why make a huge bread bowl of dip when I can cut it in half. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut it in half. So the first thing I'm going to do is, I've had my cream cheese sitting out for several hours to get it soft. So I'm going to use 6 ounces. So I'm just going to cut this down to 6 ounces. Now I am going to save the other part of this for something, and I'll show you what I'm going to save it for in a minute. So I'm just going to set it aside and then open this up. And dump it into the bowl. And then we're going to add in 12 ounces of sour cream. Maybe if I can get the lid off. Now this is 16 ounces, so I'm going to add almost the whole thing. And I'm just eyeballing this. Generally I would not do that, but I am this time. Okay, then we're going to add in 3 sliced green onions, and you're going to add in the whole green onion. And you want to cut them into kind of small pieces. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, so I'll move my bowl. Oh, and I am preheating my oven to 350. Okay, so we're going to dump these into the bowl. And then we're going to add in, oh, I forgot to get my ham out. I knew I was forgetting something. Okay, so we're going to add in, this is a 14-ounce package. We're going to only add in 3 ounces. Okay, this does not want to open. Ah, finally, got it open. I'm just going to guesstimate on how much to add. Like I said, it's a 14-ounce package, so I don't really know. But you're going to just kind of cube it up. Okay, and then we're going to add in 1.5 cups of cheddar cheese, grated. Now I am going to measure this out. I'm not going to eyeball it. Or not 1.5, I'm sorry, we're going to do 3/4 of a cup. This is cheese that I already had shredded. And I know I'm not using any of the correct tools, but that's kind of the way I've been doing things lately. All right, I'm going to grate up a little bit more. And I'm using cheddar cheese. I might have said that. I don't know. I'm just going to do a little bit more. Okay, I think that looks good. All right, so I'm going to add this into the bowl. Okay, and then I'm going to add in a teaspoon of hot sauce, of Tabasco sauce. Actually, it's a 1/2 teaspoon that I'm going to add. I might go ahead and do the whole teaspoon. That's like hardly anything. And then I'm going to add a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, or Worcestershire, however you say it. Okay, now we're going to mix this all up. It smells wonderful, guys. I hope you try this recipe. And now I'm serving it with Triscuits, but you can serve it with whatever you want. You can just use bread. You can use pretty much anything you want. And now if you can't find round bread, there was a time that I could not find round bread. All I did was I just used a casserole dish and put it in the oven that way. And it worked out just fine. Okay, so this is all mixed, and this is what it looks like when it's mixed. So now I'm going to clean up my mess a little bit. I'm going to put out some aluminum foil. All right, let me clean up for a little bit, and I will be right back. I feel like I'm discombobulated this way. Okay, so kind of cleaned up a little bit. I got out my aluminum foil. You're going to wrap your bread in aluminum foil. And I'm going to start off with one loaf. I did buy 2 smaller loaves. We'll see where that we go with them. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to cut off the top. Set it off to the side. Then you're going to start digging all this bread out. I'm going to get a bowl to put it in. And I usually just use my hands and I just get in there and dig away and get it out that way. Whoops, and I cut a hole in that one. I'm going to see if I can try and get that to seal back up. Okay. The little bowls are a little harder sometimes to work with, but that's okay. All right, so now I'm going to take my mix and I'm going to fill in this. And I'm going to try and get as much in there as I possibly can. Then I'm going to put the lid back on, squish it down, and then I'm going to fold it up in aluminum foil. Actually, I'm going to move this one over a little bit. And you don't have to do double layers. I do for just in case it cooks out. All right, so I still have a lot of mix left over, so I'm going to do the other bread. And this makes great leftovers as well. If you don't eat it all, you can just put it in the just wrap it back up in the aluminum foil if you want, and then pull it out to eat at a later date or the next day. Yeah, one year I searched and searched and I could not find round bread. I couldn't even get it at a bakery. I don't know what happened. I don't know if people were just like, yeah, we're not going to do round bread anymore. It was just weird. Okay, so I got the stuff cleaned out. Now you can also use the bread to dip. Try and get this one all into the crevices. Each bread is shaped a little different, so you just have to kind of work with what you have and get it into all the crevices. And it looks like I'm still going to have some left over. Even cutting the recipe in half. That's okay, because I'll put it in a little casserole dish and warm it up for later. I'll go ahead and add just a tad bit more. All right, so we're going to put the lid on, the cap on, and this is how much I've left. Now, I don't know if I said how long this has to cook for, but it goes in the oven for an hour. And then I am serving it, I think I said, with Triscuits. But you can serve it with whatever kind of crackers you like, or bread, or just a spoon and eat it. Okay, so I'm going to pop these into the 350-degree oven for an hour, and I will bring you back when they're done. Okay, so I got this out of the oven. I'm going to let it cool for a second, and I'm going to push it off to the side. And I'm going to show you a couple of the other appetizers that we're going to do. Now, I did make in one video, I made jalapeno pepper jelly. So I'm going to just take the rest. There's just a tiny bit here. So I'm going to take the rest of the cream cheese, and I'm going to plop it in here. Normally you'd pour it over the top of the cream cheese, but I'm just going to put it in there and kind of spoon the jelly over the top. And then we're going to eat this with crackers. So I think that's going to be really good. We'll eat it with some Triscuits. But this is what it kind of looks like in a smaller form. Then last night we made pico de gallo. We meaning my husband. And I'm going to stir this up. It smells really good. So I'm just going to kind of stir it up a little bit. We're going to eat this with chips. And then I have another recipe tomorrow night where we will be adding this on top of it. And I think that's going to be really good. And I will be recording that as well. So this is what we've got going so far tonight. And then now I'm going to show you the dip. Okay, so I'm going to take the bread off, and it's really hot and melty. So we're going to eat it with crackers, and I just got regular Triscuits. But you can eat it, like I said, with bread or anything else that you want to eat it with. I'm just going to get out a Triscuit, take this off, and dig in, and look at it. Nice and melty. I'm going to take a bite. It's super warm and delicious. So I just want to thank you for coming along with me. This is going to be, the appetizers are going to be a several part playlist. I'll be adding them to holiday ideas, plus I'll do a playlist of appetizers. But we tend to do a lot of different appetizers, and we rotate throughout the day, and then we don't do a huge thing for Thanksgiving dinner. We do a turkey. Sometimes we'll do a ham, depending on how many people we're going to be feeding. We do stuffing or dressing, whatever you call it. We do candied yams, which I've done, and I've showed you. We do mashed potatoes and gravy and rolls. We may or may not do a green bean casserole, and then we'll do a vegetable. That's all that we do. And then for dessert, we usually have a cheesecake and an apple pie. But usually by the end of the meal, we're all full and nobody eats dessert until much later. So, but appetizers are always a big hit. You just get out the paper plates and set out everything, and people feed themselves when they're ready to and eat whatever they want to eat. So I always enjoy those. So we are going to eat the pico de gallo with chips. We'll eat the cream cheese with the jalapeno pepper jelly with crackers, and then we'll have with the same Triscuits, and we'll do the ham and cheese loaf with Triscuits as well. All right. Well, I hope that you're having an amazing day and everything is going great for you, and that you're enjoying your fall. All right. Hit that like, hit the subscribe, and hit the share button, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.